I was on book 4 or something.
You're out of stock for the 10-foot.
So I had to go back and get them from the library and start reading them through. By the time I got to number 11, the author died, and he was supposedly had one book left. They found the widow found another person to finish it. Apparently, he'd had the outline all finished, filled his recreation room with all the characters and everything, and he started writing it. And after he got up to about page 980, he put a blog out saying, sorry, this cannot be done in one book. It's going to be 3 books. So it took another several years before I got to finish the series. But what amazed me was that the writing style, the guy who finished it, if you didn't know, you would swear it was written by the same guy. He was managed to, faithfully follow the style of I think it was Robert Jordan was his name. Anyway, it looks like we're about time to start, so I better get out of the way.
Did anyone watch the Sam? Did anyone see in our Saturday newsletter, Sam the Cookie Guy? Did you watch his channel?
I did. It's kind of interesting. Of course, if you ate the way he cooked, you'd die.
Well, he's an interesting guy, and it wasn't it entertaining? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, but I personally would prefer he left out all the F words.
Yeah, that's the issue that he has. But 3.3 million subscribers, interesting. He's definitely. I was saying earlier to Hewie and everyone. I said, does anyone remember the Galloping Gourmet? That's back when I was a little kid. That's back when I was a little. Oh man, we used to come home. I think it was in grade 10. I was in grade 10, and we used to race home because we had to watch the Galloping Gourmet. I think he was on at 4:30. His wife was Trish. I think it was him and Trish, and they did that show, and it was a network success, right?
Yeah, it was great until he got into the bottle too much.
Yeah, that's right. Leaping over those chairs, he finally couldn't do it.
Yeah,
so,
we're addicted to the Food Network.
Yeah, but this was he's an interesting guy. His history is very interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that later today, but I think that he lives in San Diego now, and he's a YouTube superstar.
Yeah, well, he's got some really, really interesting recipes. The few that I looked at. It's just that I can't eat any of them, but what the heck, you can dream.
Well, most of the stuff he does cook is pretty common stuff that everybody likes. I mean, he's not cooking a lot of, it's mostly very, very simple stuff. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, I put up a link in the chat for a wireless keyboard that you might want to take a look at. It was one I found on the Cyber Monday deals, and it's got controls for your computer with a touchpad, so you don't need a mouse and a keyboard. It's called built into one. So it's like a mini remote, or actually a large remote for a mini keyboard mouse setup.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
What's the
Greg?
Steve?
Greg, go ahead.
Pardon?
Hey, I just got an update, and boy, it really screwed around with my my video and my Logitech camera and my sound. I had a heck of a time just now trying to get everything to work out. Does anybody else
an
have
update
that
in what?
experience?
Was it your Starlink update, or was it a Windows
Windows
update?
11.
A Windows 11 update, no?
Yeah, a lot of times I've noticed that when they do an update, they change some of the defaults back to default.
That made my hair whiter. Instant panic.
Well, like when I had the wrong phone and was trying to put my PIN number in it. Did you hear that, Greg?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I picked. Friend of mine has the same phone as I do, and they were over for dinner. And I get up in the morning and they left their phone at my place, right? And I didn't know that because it's the same phone. And I picked it up and took it down. I was in my office here trying to put the PIN number into use it. And, you know, after 30 tries, I thought I was going crazy until I realized it was the wrong phone.
That's a fireman trick.
Yeah. Gerald, go ahead.
Well, I'm wondering if Hewie will give you some space on his couch, or Dewey will let you come to Mesa, because we're going to have a little snow next week, or this coming week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in
well, when I
Boston.
was there in the early days, in the first 3 or 4 years, we did get some snow. I don't think there's been any snow in the last 4 or 5 years I was down there.
No, we're getting snow in the Northwest, not Mesa.
Not
And
Mesa.
you're getting a little snow this week, and so I'm coming back to Seattle Wednesday, and I might see a little snow also.
Yeah.
So I thought that Huey might give you room on a couch down there in Florida, or maybe you can find room with Dewey.
Yeah, well, Dewey will be arriving. He should, I think he on December 1st or something. It's the 1st of December, I think, when he's getting down there. So if it's snowing, it'll be a bit interesting for him.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's snow coming to Mesa at all. I was talking about the Northwest.
Oh, the Northwest.
You're sending us a little snow in a couple of days, I think.
It's cold here. Yeah, if it had rained today, or if there's any precipitation, it would have been snow, because but there's probably snow up in the mountains. Probably snowed up there. Steve, go ahead.
We had snow in Idaho, and it's snowing off and on right now, but we've just got a skiff on there.
Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, Hewie, you remember when we were talking about a character that would sort things last instead of first? Like you had the exclamation mark sorts them to the top. I found one that sorts it right to the last, lower than anything. If you want to just use one that's easy enough to get, you use the omega sign, the Greek letter. But there's actually another symbol, which is like the caret, the figure above the 6 key, except that it's a subscript. So it's below the letter rather than above it. The keypad number for it is A788, which I still haven't figured out how the heck you can get from the key. It's a really weird ASCII character, but it'll put it below anything else. And I've been using that all the time now, because it's great. Because things that you want to be at the end, so that they don't get mixed up with all the other stuff, you just stick that character in front and it'll always sort them right to the end.
Thanks. Interesting.
Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. I may have asked this before, but it keeps coming up. I have the Samsung Ultra 22, and I keep getting, because of fat fingers, and even with the stylus, I keep getting Greek letters on my US keyboard, and accent marks sometimes, or subscript or superscripts.
Oh.
Has anybody found a straight, plain, ordinary, numerical, alphabetical, without anything else keyboard for a Android phone?
Some of the keys, if you
in there and you're trying to put in a password, if you take a look, I took a quick look, and there's a little accent mark or subscript, and of course it won't take the password.
But Jim, you can choose. Now, I don't know about Samsung phones, but you can choose any sort of keyboard, and there are many keyboards you can choose from that have large letters in there. I mean, your problem that you're having is extremely common, and to deal with that, that's why you can have there's hundreds of keyboards that are made for phones, for Android phones. You just have to pick one that has big letters.
Well, I do have big letters. Unfortunately, they're so big they obstruct part of the screen. And I've got, the Galaxy, the Ultra, that's the biggest screen they make, I think.
Right. Yeah. The other thing, Jim, you might consider, and I'm doing this more and more now, is just hit the dictation button and just dictate what you want. And it goes right into the, if you're sending a text or something, I just talk into it and it puts it all in there for me. So I'm not typing the letters.
Well, I do try to do that, but I guess I have a voice that it doesn't quite recognize. So I better, when I do that, I bet I have to really proof, what I've said. Because it doesn't
Try it,
all come
because
out the way it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at how well it actually does work. And I use that now for I used to wonder how people send me all these long text messages, right? And obviously they're dictating in, they're not actually typing all that stuff in. So try the dictate. It really does work well.
I will.
But
Another issue.
Jim, I've got an old S22 myself, and
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything with the keyboard, so I'm not sure how that's happening.
Neither am I. I even took it to that you break I fix place, and they couldn't do anything about it.
No,
So
it's a
Jim,
software hitting something.
Yeah, if you're not using the stock keyboard, maybe you should choose a different keyboard. There may be a problem with that particular keyboard you're using. I would switch keyboards.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a try.
Yeah,
By the
just
way,
switch it.
I just want to mention I finally got a semi-smart home now with good old Alexis. And I just read an article that one of the biggest money losses that Amazon had
Right. Yeah.
was Alexis.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jim, you obviously were listening to our show on Thursday, which we discussed that in the whole show. And you also read the newsletter this Saturday, which Hewie had a great article about all that. So obviously you're keeping up to date, right?
Yeah, but it was a different article from a different source. But
Yeah.
anyway, I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
can't
you're right.
figure out how to monetize it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Jim is back from his trip.
What's Jim and Chris here?
Yeah,
Jim's here. Chris is working.
So you're back from your cruise now.
Yeah, we got back yesterday. It was nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I was so excited because you logged on to the Thursday show from the cruise ship. I thought we sure have some dedicated followers.
Well, it's my favorite show,
Yeah.
Thursday.
Greg, go ahead.
Hey, I don't know, like Jim was saying, remember back when Apple came out with the Newton iPad? They kept it off the market. They took it back off the market for 11 years before they brought it back out. 11 years. That's probably what Amazon's going to have to do. You guys don't remember that? The Newton?
I remember the Newton. Yeah. I never had one, but I remember it.
Well, as
Jim,
long
if
as
you're,
Alexis working, I'll be happy because it took me quite a while to get everything lined up and working right.
Jim, if you happen to be trying to send a text message when you're at your computer, if you use Phone Link, that's a wonderful tool.
Phone link. Okay.
Phone Link lets you use your PC keyboard to send a text message on your phone. You link your phone to your PC, your Windows PC.
Yeah, I did a video on it, Jim, and it works excellent with the S22 Ultra.
Yeah, I use it myself. It's sometimes they call it phone app. But
Okay.
it works great. Anytime I need to send a long message, that's what I use.
But do you have to be using Edge or can it go through Chrome?
Doesn't matter.
It works with your computer.
Oh, okay.
It works with Windows. It has nothing to do with the browser.
Correct.
Oh, cool. I'll give it a try. Phone link. Huh?
Phone
Link
Link.
or phone app.
It's part of Windows.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have to go to the Microsoft store to get it. But it's
Okay.
free.
Steve, go ahead.
Does it require an app on the phone itself?
Yeah. Or it connects with Bluetooth. I can't remember whether it has an app or not. I don't recall.
No app on the phone,
No, no.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
What is the question?
But with this phone app, does it have to have a corresponding app on the phone?
No, it does not. It connects via Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, there's an app on the Android called Link to Windows.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
not the same. That's not the same
Not
thing.
the same?
No.
That's what pairs with the phone link program.
Huh.
All
That's what
right,
handles.
Steve, go ahead. Steve, go ahead.
I put a that character that sorts things last. I put that in the chat, and it's
Okay,
the
thanks.
figure. It's the figure below or between the quotes. So you don't copy the quotes, just that little caret. You may not see it because it's like a caret, only it's below the line instead of above it. So if anybody can figure out what the keypad alt number is for that darn thing, let me know, because I'd love to know it. I've just been copying and pasting the darn thing for as long as I can. Well, the other thing was Ray. I don't know how far he's gone with that Plex media server, but it's amusing some of the things it comes up with. I've been trying to clean up some of the stuff that it does for TV shows. And one of them was some Korean show that I knew for certain I had never put on my system or anything else. I had absolutely no idea how it got there. So I dug through to find out what it actually was. And it was 25 seasons of Top Gear. As far as I know, it was never made in Korea, and it certainly didn't have Korean characters and stuff. So it's not exactly flawless, that Plex player.
Yeah, just to reconfirm, Steve, my experience in using Plex, I'm a collector. So everything I have that has in a collector form, whether it be movies I've owned on DVDs or Blu-ray, whether it's my home movies, my music collection, that's what I use Plex for. You're referencing the free service that they provide. And if it's free.
No, I'm not. These were all the episodes I've got on my hard drives. I've got about 50.
Then you have to double
terabytes
check
or so.
the way you entered it. More than once I've entered a movie title and I didn't put the year or some other bit of information, and it came back with the wrong information. So you have to be really careful what you.
This wasn't that case though. Mine had Top Gear and it had the season and it had the episode and it had the title name and everything else. It completely misread the thing and put in some Korean thing that had absolutely nothing to do with it whatsoever.
It didn't do anything.
It was just a weird error in the Plex player.
I guess that could happen. As I said, in my case, it was my error. I put some wrong information, just a couple of wrong keystrokes, and that came back with something completely different than what it was supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was too, but it wasn't.
Jim Glass, take a look at the chat. I put a link to the phone link video that I did.
Okay, I see it.
And it's had about 1,700 views.
Okay, I see it. Thank you.
All right. Well, we have about 2 minutes to go before the show starts. If you have a short question, that would be great. Otherwise, we're going to get ready to start the show.
I have a
short one. Okay, how many names, or can you rename Alexa so it doesn't answer on all the devices at the same time?
Yeah, there's three names you can use. Computer is one, Miss A is one, and the other one is Echo.
And how do you make the change?
In the software.
Got to go into the settings.
Okay.
All right, we're going to mute everyone because we have a show to go. We've got to get started. So I'm going to mute everyone. And we'll get going in just a second. Good morning. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior. This is episode 139. It's a cold November the 28th, 2022. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. If you are watching this on our YouTube feed, thank you for watching. If you're watching this as a YouTube short, then just click the link and it'll take you right to the show. The show today is about an hour long, followed by our question and answer and premiere video. We're going to start it I'll be doing some introductions in a minute. Then, of course, we have Bob's Security News Update. We'll be talking a lot about YouTube today, and I'll be talking about what it means to subscribe. Bob's going to talk about, is someone spying on you? Huey's going to talk about multiple URLs in your browser, and Ray, of course, is going to finish with our music outro. So we have a big show for you. I think you'll find it exciting. So again, thank you for coming. It is your enthusiasm that does keep us going. We have on our premiere event today for you 3 selections, and I'll be putting those selections. I'll be putting the link in the show notes in the chat. And if, of course, it was the agenda was in our Saturday newsletter, as well as the premiere selections. Ray is actually, speaking of Plex servers, Ray, you're going to be talking today on creating a Plex server. Great talk you did about a year ago. It was well received. I'm going to be doing part 2 of 2-factor authentication, and Huey's going to talk on bone conduction headsets. A little late. We should have probably talked about that last week for Black Friday specials, but it's still Cyber Monday today, so maybe you can capitalize on that if you're interested. So that will all be occurring at 1/2 the hour. I just wanted to remind everybody, on my background, you'll see, of course, our favorite channel. This was our second week in our Saturday newsletter that we had one of my favorite channels, and this, of course, was Sam the Cooking Guy. We'll talk about him in a moment, so hopefully everybody had a good look at that. It's a lot of fun. We do have our Thursday show this week. Please come and have a look. It'll be, of course, it's broadcast from StreamYard out to our Facebook page and our YouTube site. So if you want to find out how to watch the show live, then just click onto our webpage, and you'll be able to see the link. And if you missed that, it's also podcasted out. Hewie was away last week having Thanksgiving with his brother, and I said to him, "Did you watch the show?" And he said, "No, I listened to the podcast." So well done, Hewie. Thanks, all the work we do on our podcast. You listen to it. That was great. So so anyway, let me introduce everybody today. Oh, before we do, I did want to thank John Roy for his generous donation to our coffee fund. Thank you, John. That was really, thank you. That helps pay the bills. Huey, you had a nice time with your brother on Thanksgiving, right?
My brother and sister-in-law, who are vegans, and my nephew and his wife and 6-year-old, she's my 6-year-old grandniece, who I had never met and hadn't seen my nephew since they got married 10 years ago. And they're from Seattle, or the Seattle area. So it was a very pleasant Thanksgiving. He is not a vegan, but they don't eat meat. So we had salmon and turkey burgers, the vegetarian or the vegan turkey burgers for our meat, but we had some really good vegetables.
There you go. Well, it's nice. I missed you on Thursday. It's nice to see you back today, and we're ready for. Y'all ready for Christmas?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Bob, are you? Can you talk yet, or is your voice coming back, or what's happening with you?
Little by little, yeah, it's coming
Oh,
back.
you sound great. You sound like a real person now. Little 1 octave lower, maybe not 2 octaves lower like you were last week.
Yeah, we
Yes.
got one other addition to the show that you didn't mention that got snuck in at the last minute. Uncomplicated launcher.
Yes, that will be sorry, it wasn't on my I added that late last night and it wasn't on my list. And Jim Glass will be really cool. He'll be interested in that. That'll be a good app for him. And so we'll wait and see. Ray,
Yes.
you don't have, I looked like when I talked to you earlier, that's a flannel shirt. It's not snowing there, is it?
No. Although it is right now, it's up to 42 now, but right now the nights do go below freezing a little bit. But the days are always in the mid 50s and sunny, so it's a perfect time of the year for me.
Okay, perfect. Where's Bill James? I thought Bill snuck in there. Where I don't see you on my. I don't know why I don't see you on my screen, but I saw you come in. Are you here? Where is Bill James? All right. Well,
I
and I
don't see him now.
yeah, Bill was here, and
Oh,
Mike
yeah,
Ungerman is off solar panel repair guys at his house, so he's away this morning. So anyway, we'll so that's great. I wanted just to, while we're talking about as you see my background here, this is the new feature in our Saturday newsletter, and of course this week was showcasing Sam, the cooking guy. Now he's one of my favorite channels to watch, but of interest is he has 3.3 million, not 3.3 million subscribers. Now, we're going to talk a lot today in my segment about what it means to subscribe to a YouTube channel. And when you get up to let me tell you, once you're over 1 million, you are a YouTube superstar. Most people, there are about 100 million channels on YouTube. But only 3%, very, very tiny amount, ever actually make it to even 1,000 subscribers. And just so that you get an idea, is that 1,000 subscribers takes most people, if they start and they're not a celebrity or something like that, it takes them about 2 to 3 years of very hard work to get 1,000 subscribers. And most people give up. It's too hard. And so when you see people like, Sam, who has 3.3 million, there are not very many people like him. So it was very interesting. You should watch his show. I will tell you that we have, and I just wanted to let everybody know, Geeks on Tour, Jim and Chris, are close, really so close to 10,000 subscribers. So if you are watching any of their movies or shows or anything, please click the subscribe. I keep telling Jim he needs to make more of a big issue about this, because this is a big deal. I mean, they're going to be at 10,000 real quick. So if you are there, please click the subscribe and help them along, because I am so excited for them. At Tech for Senior, we have a milestone coming up. We're going to be ticking over 5,000, and that's really good for the short period of time, the 3 years that we've been doing it. So we'll be at 5,000 subscribers.
I'm at 700 and something, so I don't have many at all. So I would appreciate anyone subscribing.
Yes, clicking. Well, we're going to be talking about subscribing and what it means to subscribe to a channel. And so, and we're going to talk about that today in my video. So anyway, well done, everyone. Bob, are you ready to roll?
I can try. I don't know whether I set it all up this morning. We'll see in a minute.
This could be difficult.
Yeah, I just have to get to the right.
Get to the right button.
To the right button.
I
to the right
know you can do it.
video. And make it bigger. And here we go. Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending November 25th, 2022. Apple sued for pervasive and unlawful data tracking. A class action lawsuit has been filed in California against Apple for allegedly harvesting iPhone users' data. The suit is based on research that showed how multiple iPhone apps send Apple Analytics data, regardless of whether the iPhone Analytics privacy setting is turned on or off. The researchers found that the Apple App Store sends the company exhaustive information about nearly everything a user does in the app. What's more, the researchers found that the problem persists across most of Apple's suite of built-in iPhone apps, not just the Apple Store. What's most disturbing is that turning the available privacy settings on and off makes no difference. Apple hasn't yet commented, and it's entirely possible that Apple doesn't use the information if you use the privacy settings. But that's not how the company explains what the settings do in its privacy policy. Read the whole story at Malwarebytes Labs. Millions of Android devices still don't have patches for Mali GPU flaws. A set of 5 medium severity security flaws in ARM's Mali GPU driver has continued to remain unpatched on Android devices for months, despite fixes released by the chipmaker. Google Project Zero, which discovered and reported the bugs, said ARM addressed the shortcomings in July and August of 2022. These fixes have not yet made it downstream to affected Android devices, including Pixel, Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo, and others. Project Zero researchers Ian Beer said in a report, devices with a Mali GPU are currently vulnerable. Read more at the Hacker News. Blackbuster ransomware gang actively infiltrating U.S. companies. Companies based in the U.S. have been at the receiving end of an aggressive Quackbot malware campaign that leads to Blackbuster ransomware infections on compromised networks. In this latest campaign, the Blackbuster ransomware gang is using Quackbot malware to create an initial point of entry and move laterally within an organization's network. Cyber Reason researchers Joachim Kandefeld and Daniel Frankel said in a report shared with the Hacker News. FCC cuts off voice provider for failing to protect against robocalls. It's the first time the agency has shut off access to other networks. The Federal Communications Commission didn't take long to start isolating voice providers that don't do enough to block robocalls. The regulator has cut off provider Global UC from other networks after allegedly failed to meet requirements to protect against scam robocalls. Now that the company is no longer in the robocall mitigation database, other carriers, including intermediaries, will have to stop accepting its traffic. The FCC said in October that it planned to cut off Global UC and 6 other firms that didn't share their anti-robocall strategies despite warnings. The commission required that all U.S.-based carriers with IP-based networks use stir-shaken anti-spoofing measures by the end of June 2021 and told providers to start blocking companies outside of the robocall mitigation database after September 28th of that year. See Engadget for more. Filing websites have been sending users' financial information to Facebook. Major tax filing services such as H&R Block, TaxAct, and TaxSlayer have been quietly transmitting sensitive financial information to Facebook when Americans file their taxes online, the markup has learned. The data, sent through widely used code called the metapixel, includes not only information like names and email addresses, but often even more detailed information, including data on users' income, filing status, refund amounts, and dependents' college scholarship amounts. The information sent to Facebook can be used by the company to power its advertising algorithm and is gathered regardless of whether the person using the tax filing service has an account on Facebook or other platforms operated by its owner Meta. Learn more at The Verge. WhatsApp data leak. 500 million users' records are for sale. Someone is allegedly selling up-to-date mobile phone numbers of nearly 500 million WhatsApp users. A data sample investigated by Cyber News likely confirms this to be true. On November 16th, an actor posted an ad on a well-known hacking community forum claiming they were selling a 2022 database of 487 million WhatsApp user mobile numbers. The data set allegedly contains WhatsApp user data from 84 countries. Threat actors claim there are over 32 million U.S. user records included. See Cyber News for more. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Read Avast top articles on someone is most certainly spying on you. Read the article at the link listed, and you'll find my video at the YouTube link listed. Did you know that in 1971, the first ever computer virus was developed? It was named Creeper. It was made as an experiment just to see how it spread between computers. The virus simply displayed the message, "I'm the Creeper. Catch me if you can." YouTube was built originally as a dating site. The hope was people would upload videos of themselves looking for their ideal partner. They had a slogan for it: "Tune in and hook up." Just thought you might have wanted to know. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Yes, I know I still don't have a voice. One of these days, the good Lord will restore it to me. Till then, stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bob, it's coming. Patience. Your voice is getting better.
I told you I have no patience.
Well then, okay. Good. Thanks so much. We'll be hearing more from you later in the show. All right. I'd like to talk a little bit about YouTube and what it means to subscribe to a channel and how to subscribe. So let's have a look at that and see how we see what we have here. Remember that like and subscribe.
And please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
If you want to be notified, you know, the like and subscribe thing. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Why do they keep saying that? You know, I subscribed once to a magazine and they got my email, they got my phone number, and they hounded me. They even stole my credit card information. If I subscribe to something, they're going to send me email, spam mail. Not way. I'm not going to subscribe. No way, never. So this week, we had a viewer asked us, what does it mean to subscribe to a YouTube channel? I thought that was a good question. Obviously, creators are always saying like and subscribe, and they want you to click that button. But I guess you could also think, as that person on the video you just saw was very concerned about subscribing. Are you going to get junk mail? Are you going to get email? Are they going to phone you? What happens actually when you push that subscribe button? So today's video, I'm going to talk about what it is to subscribe to a YouTube channel, and we're going to look at it from the creator's point of view and from the subscriber's point of view. So at Tech for Senior, I spend most of my day in YouTube. I personally have uploaded over 200 videos, and I manage our Tech for Senior channel. Of course, subscribers are a big factor. So today I want to look at, what does it mean when you subscribe to a channel? Is there a contractual obligation on your part? Is it going to cost you any money? Is this going to create email spam for you? What is the relationship between a YouTube creator and a YouTube subscriber once that button is pushed and you now subscribe? That's what we're going to look at in this video today. All right, we have creators and we have subscribers. So let's look at the creators for a minute. Creators put a lot of hard energy into creating videos. They upload them to YouTube and they hope that they're going to be seen. Now, we all know that, of course, the more subscribers you have, the more successful you're going to be, and probably the more people are going to see your videos. So how YouTube looks at creators really is how many subscribers you have. That's sort of how you're classified. Simple. The more subscribers, the more successful you're going to have. And the other thing is, as you get bigger and more subscribers, YouTube opens up more features for you. So it is the thing that everyone strives to as a creator, is to get bigger and get more subscribers, because you'll be more successful and more features in the YouTube channel will open up for you. And that's simply how it works. And so as creators, that's why we always want you to subscribe. Now, as a viewer, you are wondering, why do they keep bugging us? Why do they want us to hit that button? And all the things we do in creating our videos is to get you to push that button. We want you to subscribe. And why is because we want to be more successful and be rewarded for all that work we put into when we're creating those videos. But of course, you're wondering, what else is that button going to do when I hit that button and subscribe? So we always talk about like and subscribe. So what's the like button? As you can see here, we have the button that you push if you like. And historically, there's been a dislike button. So that makes common sense. If you like something, you click the like, and if you dislike it, you push the dislike button. Well, the dislike button hasn't worked for a number of years. And as the software for YouTube gets updated in different countries, is all going button that will be there. So that's a change that you need to know. And when you click the like, it means that you like the video, and that tells YouTube that you're sort of interested in that type of video. Now, the like button really has a very low priority as far as YouTube goes. You know, YouTube creators work so hard creating their videos and we watch them for free. So after I watch a video, I always hit the like button. I think, hey, I just watched it for free, even if it's not that good and someone's just starting out. Hey, they were nice to me when I started out, so let's give them a hand by clicking that like button. That just might give that video a bit more of a chance in the massive numbers of videos that it's competing with. So YouTube is extremely successful. Now in YouTube, there are about 100 million channels online. All of those channels have many, many videos. So there are billions and billions of videos out there. If as a viewer, I had to go and find what was interesting to me, it wouldn't really work that well. The number is so vast that I would never find the interesting videos that would be pertinent, would be interesting to me. The secret sauce that YouTube has is the ability to know what you want and to present those videos on your home page that you really want to watch. You'll be interested in them. It knows what you want to watch, and they do a very good job of that. I can watch 24 hours a day. They're just so good. So they do a great job at that. Some people call it an algorithm. I call it magic. It just happens. But you know, when you click that like button and then you subscribe, then that helps Google figure out exactly what you're interested in. So when you hit that subscribe button, what actually is happening is you're telling Google, hey, I'm interested in this content and this channel. And that's going to help select what you're going to be presented with on your home page. Now, this is a creator's tip. Many creators think that if they have 100 subscribers, then their videos will get shown to 100 viewers. If they have 500 subscribers, then it will get shown to 500 viewers. Well, that's not true. In my case, I subscribe to over 400 channels, and that would just be too many videos for them to put all in my one home page. So YouTube still selects this based on your recent activity and what it thinks that you're going to be interested in. And that's what happens when you hit the subscribe button. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I got my first 100 subscribers, I was so excited. I said, I'm going to contact them and I'm going to send them a nice email and tell them, oh, this is great. Thank you so much for subscribing. And then I looked and looked and looked and looked, and I couldn't find out how to do that. And actually, there is no way that a YouTube creator knows who those subscribers are or can contact them. Now, they know where the subscribers came from. There's a incredible analytics to go on that, but there is no way in which the creator can contact you as a viewer by clicking that subscribe. So you shouldn't worry about getting email or getting contact or anything like that. The only purpose of that subscribe is simply to let YouTube know that you're interested in that material. And it sort of keeps it secret to itself. So as a viewer, you are able to communicate with the content creator by leaving a comment below the description of the video. The content creator is then notified and has the option to reply to your question. So this can occur as sort of a chat without actually any personal information being identified. You pose a question, the creator gives an answer, and that all occurs in the comments section. You must be very careful when you are either responding or posting a question on the amount of personal information that you release in this section. This is all public and goes out worldwide, whoever watches that video. You don't want to say, hey, just send me an email to this email address. Or as the creator, you don't want to say, just phone me at this phone number or we'll get together. It's so important because you really don't know who is at the other end of the line because the content and creator remain anonymous. So YouTube recognizes that you may want to get together with your viewers. Oftentimes viewers have a common interest. Let's say you were a pilot and you took videos of a certain area and people would log on and watch your videos to gain more information about local knowledge. This might be a group that you'd like to get together with and talk. So YouTube has a community tab. What a community is, it's a lot like a Facebook group. It's a closed group that you can have, and it's called your community. And if you look on screen, you'll see this community tab. This can be a closed group that you can have that you allow in, and then you can share experiences and communicate with these other people with like interests. Again, you can sort of control who you want to share your personal information with through this group. And this is called a community tab. And you'll often see this on different sites that you go to. Again, you would apply to be entered into the community tab, and I guess if you fit the requirements of that individual, then you would be let in and you could join that community. This feature has been available for quite some time, although I haven't seen it used that commonly. Facebook groups are a good analogy to this, but it's a similar situation, and you may want to join a community if you really do enjoy that type of content on a channel. All right, the last thing I want to talk about are memberships. Now this again may be a bit confusing. This is a new feature that was brought out over this past year, unlike the community tab, which has been around for a very long time. Now I want to draw your attention to a good friend of mine, Michael Daniels, and I want to show you his site to explain this. So YouTube brought memberships in about a year ago to help creators monetize their channel and structure how they want to deliver their content. Now, if you look at Michael Daniels, I'm a member of his channel. So I've subscribed to his channel, but I also am a member in his membership. Now, Michael has designed his membership in 3 tiers. There's a level 1 tier, a level 2 tier, and a level 3. And this really depends on what content you're looking for. And of course, there is a pricing structure for each tier. I'm a member of level 2 tier, and that allows me certain features. Michael also is a world-renowned creator of game shows on YouTube. And so he does a lot of very specific technical stuff on educating people how to do game shows. And this is what tier 3 is for. So you can subscribe to tier 3, and then you have access to his game show videos that tell you how to create this very unique and specialized type of video. So this allows creators to choose how they want to organize their site. And this is called memberships, and you can subscribe to the membership. This is a relatively new feature, as I said, that's just been around for the past year. So you can subscribe to that. But that's different than subscribing to the channel, which is always free. So you really can take off your dark glasses and hat, and you can be assured that when you click that subscribe button, all you're doing is giving Google a hint as to what you'd like to see in the future. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. You know, we have a special for you today. I've made arrangements that you can practice on your like and subscribes on our subscribe button. You can hit that as many times as you want. Also, you can also tell your friends about subscribing, and they can practice on our subscribe button as well. You just keep hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you at the next video. All right, might be some comments about that later in the question and answer. Bob, are you ready to roll? Unmute yourself.
Why not? We did it once, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Someone is spying on you. When we hear the word spy, we usually think of Cold War era cloak and dagger spies. But in the digital age, when we say someone is spying on you, we're talking about online. And someone is almost certainly spying on you. My thanks to Emma McGowan for her article and the inspiration for this video. Follow the link to read her article. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. You might be wondering what kind of online spies are there. And there are basically 4 main categories of online spies: the government, cyber criminals, internet service providers, and advertising networks. Number 1, government. We know via leaked documents that the National Security Administration collects your private data, including emails, messages, any traffic passing through the undersea fiber optics cables, and some cell phone locations outside the U.S. This is all perfectly legal, by the way. And of course, the U.S. government isn't the only government that spies on its citizens. China is perhaps the most famous and the most overt when it comes to government moderation of citizens' online activity. But the governments on every continent employ methods of spying on their people. Cyber criminals. Cyber criminals utilize a range of techniques to spy on people who collect their information. One is insecure Wi-Fi connections, usually in the form of public Wi-Fi. Because these networks are accessible to anyone, cybercriminals can set up a variety of attacks to spy on you and steal your information. With a man-in-the-middle attack, Criminals intercept the data you send between your device and the internet service provider with Wi-Fi sniffing. They grab a bunch of data and then sift through it to pick out the things they want. And sometimes they plant malware on the Wi-Fi connection, which then goes into your device and sends them information. Another way criminals gain access to your information and device in order to spy on you is via phishing attacks. Phishing is when cybercriminals utilize information about a person to trick them into handing over personal information like passwords or social security numbers or bank login info, or to get them to download malware via infected files. Phishing is often done via emails that appear to be from someone a person knows, like a spouse or boss. The emails may make it seem like the person is in trouble and needs money, for example, or may seem like a normal but time-sensitive request from a boss. Some phishing emails convince people to hand over private information willingly, while others include links that lead to infected files being downloaded to the victim's computer. ISPs, Internet Service Providers, collect and in some cases monitor all the information that is sent over their networks. Some compile anonymous browsing logs and sell them to advertising companies, and all ISPs are required to hand over logs of users' activity if compelled to by law enforcement. Yikes! Advertising networks. Advertising networks use something called cookies to track your progress across the web. Every time you view one of their ads, they're sent a cookie. This enables them to track your browsing history and deliver more and theoretically better targeted ads. So what can you do to protect yourself from spies online? If the list creeps you out, don't freak out yet. Luckily, there are ways you can protect yourself against online spies. Number 1, utilize a VPN. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's a network of devices connected to each other and a remote server via the internet. When you connect via a VPN, your device exchanges trusted keys with the network, which creates a secure connection. All of the data sent over a VPN is encrypted, meaning it's safe from spying eyes. VPNs allow for private browsing as well as protection against thieves who are trying to steal your data or governments who are trying to spy on you. They also protect against spying internet service providers. Install and use security software. Security software identifies and protects you against malware, which can be used to spy on you. Get a quality security software and make sure to keep it updated. Number 3, don't open links in emails without double checking. It's a hassle, but always double check with the sender of an email before opening any links, especially if they look shady. Use a different communication method, like a phone or a text message, to ensure you're not communicating with a cybercriminal instead. Number 4, disable third-party cookies. You can keep advertising companies from tracking you by disabling third-party cookies on your browser. Under Settings, Privacy, and Cookies, disable allow third-party cookies. Number 5, use an ad blocker. Ad blockers also keep advertisers from tracking you around the web and spying on you. Plus, they mean you don't have to see annoying ads. It's a fact. Someone is spying on you, but you can take back at least most, if not all, of your privacy. So stay safe, not only during the holiday season, but all year long. stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Bob. Well done. And good information around holiday time, particularly when we're doing a lot of online shopping. Hewie, I think you're going to talk about multiple URLs.
Yeah, it's an add-on or an extension to several of the browsers. And I keep talking about it. People keep asking about it. So I thought I'd make a video about it. So let's take a look. And you find it here. Open multiple URLs in a browser. I'm Hewie Poplock. In this presentation, we're going to look at what is add multiple URLs. How do you add it to your browser? How do you create a list of URLs? And how do you open multiple URLs? We'll also have a couple of tips that we're going to throw in. Add multiple URLs is a tool that takes a list of web pages in plain text format and opens them all in new tabs. Paste the list into the text area, one website address per line, select your options, and click Open URLs. Let's take a look at how to add multiple URLs to our browser. Now, I already have it installed, so it will not work exactly the same when you go to do it. But first thing you want to do is come over here and go to More Tools, and then go to Extensions. And it will list all of the extensions you have installed, whether they're active or not. Since we already have it, or even if we didn't, what we do is we come up here to the menu bar and come down to Open Chrome Web Store. That's where you're going to find the extension. And then under the Chrome Web Store, where it says Search the Store, we're going to say Add Multiple URLs. And because we've already installed it, it doesn't show on here, but we already have it installed. There are some others that are available, but if we look and go to it, this is what it would look like. It'll say Open Multiple URLs, removed from Chrome because it's already installed. So otherwise it would say Install in Chrome. And it gives some information about it. It is compatible with my device. It also works with Linux, Chromebooks, and Edge, and Firefox. And there's over 300,000 users using this add-on or extension. So once we find this, we then tell it to add it to the Chrome, and when it does, it'll be there. Let's take a look at the extension. First, we're going to need to find it, which is right here. We click it, and it wants a list of URLs. And what I do is I create a list in Notepad, because it doesn't need anything fancy, just in Notepad. And then I just select all and copy and put it here and paste. Now to open, there's 19 tabs. To open it, I would click Open URLs, and it would open them all. We're going to do that in just a moment. But we want to add one to our list. I highlighted all of the links, and I'm just going to hit the backspace to delete them all. So, because we want to add one more to our list. So let's see how to do that. So we'll just click here just to close that out. And next, what we want to do is we want to go to a website. We've copied all of the link to that website and pasted it into our URL block in the browser. When I click on it, it will open to that article. You'll notice it's a very long link. Well, everything from the question mark on is just some information for the website to know where this article was clicked and maybe some information about you. I don't know exactly what all of the information is in there, but it has to do with where you got it and how you're clicking on it. So if I just highlight that and then delete it and then click enter, it takes me to the same page. Number one tip for today is this: you delete a lot of the extra to that link or to the URL. Now I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to bring up our list, and I've added it down here. So it's now there's going to be 20 editions. So what we're going to do is copy all of this, do a Control C, minimize this. We'll come back to the add-on or extension. We're going to paste all of that, and then we're going to click. I'm going to turn that off so it opens everything. I am going to open URLs, and you will see what's going to happen here at the top. All of the URLs are loading. It takes a while when you have 20 URLs loading at the same time. However, they're there now. So if we go to any one of these, we can see that article. And if we go right to the end, we can see the one we just added. So that's how you open multiple URLs at one time. Now let's delete a couple of these, just to say we did. We've been working with it. We've used a couple of the websites, and we no longer need to have them in our open container. And then something that a lot of us do by mistake, and that's go over and click the X when we want to close something out for the whole browser instead of just an individual tab. If you do that, you know what happens. The whole thing goes away. And when it does, uh-oh, I lost all my links. Well, here's tip number 2 for today. If you hit Control, Shift, and T after you open the browser, so we'll open the browser and it's blank. If you hold down the Control and the Shift and then hit the letter T and then let go of it all, it'll take you right back to where you were when you closed the browser. This works in Chrome, and it does also work in Edge. So if you close it out, it doesn't ask you, are you sure you want to do this? Firefox does that. It says, are you sure you want to close all of them? Chrome does not. It doesn't have it even as it doesn't give you that choice. You can get them back if you close it by mistake. In review, I've explained what the extension is, add multiple URLs, and then how you add it to your browser, how you create a list of URLs, and then how you open multiple URLs. The 2 extra tips that I talked about were shortening your URLs. If there is a slash and then a question mark and a whole bunch of gibberish after it, you can delete from the slash question mark till the end, and it should work fine. And then the second one is getting back your open tabs. If you should shut down your browser by mistake, you can open the browser and then hit Control Shift T, and all of the open tabs will reopen. This has been Open Multiple URLs. I'm Hewie Poplock. There you go.
Well done. Hewie and I use that on our Learning Chromebooks session, and it works very well, eh?
Yes.
It really, if you're doing presentations, it's great. I think there's a good application for it, and it's free, eh?
Yes.
Free. Excellent. All right, Bob, you have one short one for us before Ray gets going.
I do.
Murray, watch this. No, Jim, watch this.
If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. uncomplicated launcher designed for seniors on your Android phone. Helps to make calls and send messages easily. Set alarms to remind you of important things. Even helps you organize the time to take your medication. Your apps are easily accessible, arranged alphabetically. It even has protection if your phone is unlocked and in your pocket. If the phone is unlocked in your pocket, touches on the screen will automatically be disabled. It also has accidental touches protection. Prevents fingers slightly on the edges of the screen from being interpreted as a pinch, swipe, or scroll action. Clicks will even work while holding the phone with fingers on the screen. There are multiple themes available, so you're sure to find the one that best suits you. If you think this will make use of the phone easier for you, why not get it now for free from Google Play? Just follow the link listed at the top. Stay safe, stay secure, make life a bit simpler. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. That was you told us about that I guess 2 weeks ago. We had a viewer from the British BVI's, British Virgin Islands, and he asked, isn't there anything simple that we can use on an Android phone? Bob says, I use this. And I said, Bob, that's great. And I said, can you please make a video about it? So thanks for doing that. That really, so you use that, Bob?
Yeah, on occasion I use it.
Right.
I don't use it all the time, but I had to wait an extra week to create it because my voice wasn't ready the week before.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing it. That's good. I think that's a really good one, a good application.
The nice thing is, if you're not sure, you can try it. If you don't like it, delete it.
Yeah, that's right. Simple. It's free too, eh?
Yep, totally free.
Okay. All right, Ray, I just have to say goodbye to our YouTube group before we get into your session. If you are over on YouTube, thank you for coming. We have to end the show for you now. If you want to pop over to our Zoom meeting, do so, and we have lots of room for you. We'll let you in, and you can participate in the Q&A, which is coming up next. If you have to leave, I put the link in the chat for the premiere videos that will be starting in about 1/2 the hour. So we'll see you back again in about another week. Okay, Ray, take it away.
Yeah, before I go, I want